Hello gorgeous, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we'd have some fun talking about my recent trip to Disney, the destination wedding that I attended. I have a couple of pictures to show you, and I thought I'd play with this one size Disney Fantasia Storybook palette that I got for my mother. I stole it from her for this video. I wanted to play with this. I have not tried one size eyeshadows. I have a lot of my favorite items from Sephora, most of them reasonably priced, and the new LYS lipstick. I'm very excited to play with that. So if that sounds interesting, just keep watching. Let's start with what's already on my face. I am primed. I will have everything listed in the description box below. My eyebrows are done, Sephora collection. I even used my Benefit 24-hour brow setter. I am a drugstore brow gel kind of gal, but I have it. I'm gonna use it. It's getting old. I'm starting with this palette. I did confirm that it is still on Sephora's website. It is still showing as on sale. So let's see if I recommend this by the time we're done. Comment below right now. Are you a Disney person? Do you like Disney? Have you been? How many times have you been? I am. I have. I like it. Let's take a look at this palette. On the one side is a mirror, and on the other side is the palette. You have two shimmering blushes, two matte blushes, some eye colors, and then these are, I believe they are referred to as transformer shades. So let me swatch. The blush feels creamy to the touch. Here are the first two blushes, and wow, they really show up. I'm gonna do the second two blushes, which would be more of the matte. And these obviously are designed to work together. Wow, the pigment. Next, I'll go into the shadows. All really cool names, by the way. The shimmer blushes were Finale and Intermission. The matte blushes were Orchestra and Symphony. And now let's get into these shadows. D minor, Broomstick, Classical is a shimmer, and then the last one is called Dream. And last but not least, these transformer shades. Here is Yensid. I hope you can see that. Purple and pink. Then the other one is called Oh Boy. We'll put that right above. And Oh Boy looks a little more champagne shimmer with maybe some pink and gold going on there. They look beautiful. I'm going to start with my Beauty Bay brush. This is the BB204, which, by the way, if you watched that video when I talked about Beauty Bay, I talked about how one of my brushes was missing. They issued me a credit. They were great. Oh, and the last thing I wanted to mention in this palette, if you are a Disney collector, this mirror comes up and you've got a cute little pop-up that talks about Disney's magic has always inspired me to dream big. I hope this collection inspires you to reach for the stars. Patrick Star, one size. Beautiful. Love it. The obvious transition shade for me is going to be Broomstick, which is this sort of mid-toned shade right here. I'm just gonna dust this into my crease very, very lightly. Now, I had mentioned in my Black Friday, I never got to use this, but I had purchased this on Black Friday, that Teresa is Dead is the one that inspired me to purchase this. She is a creator here on YouTube. I, of course, will link her channel and tag her in this video. Go check her out. She's funny and seems to know her stuff because this shadow is beautiful. Very, very pigmented. I'm gonna have to get this hair out of my way. I have shadow on this brush. Let me go in with Broomstick on this side. I'm gonna take a clean brush and just go over those edges just to blend Now I'm going to take my e.l.f. Mint Melt brush. I don't think this exists anymore, but I know they have brushes similar to this. And I'm going to go into that D minor, which is seems to be like a reddish brown. I love this brush for the outer corner. Just fits really nice. Just stamp and swirl. So our trip to Disney was crazy. Everybody else that went was able to go for almost an entire week, but I was only able to go for basically 3 days, but 2 of them, you know how long it takes you to travel. So my mother and I went Tuesday, the wedding was Wednesday, and then we flew back Thursday. It was a whirlwind, but we did get to do a lot of fun things. We stayed at the Riviera, which is a beautiful resort in Disney, in a gorgeous suite with 4 other people, my sister and her husband, my other niece and her husband, and we all had our separate sleeping quarters. It was beautiful. Balcony overlooking the water, hardwood floors, but carpet in the bedrooms. It was just so beautiful. I took a luxurious bath in the bathtub. That's my favorite. I love to take a nice bath. I don't have a fancy bathtub. I just have the regular kind, so it's a treat. Wednesday was a whirlwind with all of the hair and makeup that got done. I chose not to get my makeup done, but I did get my hair done. And the makeup artist, I'm gonna take broomstick underneath the eyes. The makeup artist was amazing. I hovered and watched because, you know, I love to learn. And what I noticed is that she had a lot of MAC products. So she made some suggestions to me as to products that she has used for years that are standbys. So that'll be an upcoming video because it looks like I'm shopping at MAC, because she really did a stunning job on everybody's makeup. I was super impressed and couldn't have been nicer. Oh, and shout out to Carpe, my lip sweat stuff. My sister was talking about it and I started singing the praises of it, and the makeup artist looked at me and said, "Can I see that?" So she was looking at it and borrowed it for my sister. I was happy to share the love. Nobody likes it when their upper lip is sweating and breaks up their makeup. I'm going to take a little bit of that D minor, which is that darker shade, and just go under that outer edge with it. This shadow is performing fabulously. Now for the shimmer. I think what I'll do is I'll take that classical on the outside of the lid and the prism on the inside of the lid. And I do want to play with those transformers. We'll see what they do. So this is classical, which is just a very pretty deeper gold bronze shade. I like it. Then going on the inner corner, I'm going to go in with that dream shade. My dress, I think I showed a picture in my last video. My dress was supposed to be mustard. It ended up looking a little more goldish yellow, but it was sweet. Everybody, I had 3 people come up to me on the boardwalk telling me I looked like Belle. That was a nice compliment. I got the dress on Amazon thinking I made such a good price deal, and then had to spend a fortune on alterations. I'm gonna go into Oh Boy, which is the more champagne one, and just see if I can amplify that inner corner. Because you know me, I like a bold inner corner, and it sure does. It makes a difference. So maybe like a day to night sort of situation. Hopefully these lights are doing it justice. So a little calmer on this side, a little bolder and brighter on this side. I like it. I'm gonna go back into that Beauty Bay brush and just reinforce that crease a little bit. I'm gonna move into the complexion, and for complexion, because I have my new LYS product, I was inspired to play with some LYS products. I have their Triple Fix Serum Foundation here. Mine is in the shade MN3. This is a dewier foundation, so if you have dry skin or normal skin, you will love this. I am a little oilier, so I have to be careful and use a really good mattifying primer underneath. It is on the thinner side, as you can see it coming down my hand, which is my preference. I'm actually going to take it off my hand and just do a little bit of this action because I think one pump might have been too much. The photographer was amazing. We had all these pictures taken. They had their first look. I mean, I wasn't there for the first look, but I was told it was beautiful. It's a private moment. And then when we all joined for the pictures, it was really a small group of us. There were only 12 of us. The photographer was amazing. He worked very, very hard. Was in all kinds of crazy positions, just trying to get the right shot, the lighting right. I mean, I just cannot wait to see these professional pictures. I'm sure they are going to be gorgeous. Her dress was stunning. She looked like a Disney princess. Not too puffy, but beautiful. Very, very flattering on her figure. Yep, didn't even need all that. The skin looks amazing. It is a nice satin to natural finish. Covered anything that I needed to be covered. I'm loving that. And for concealer, I have the Triple Fix Full Coverage Concealer. I have this in multiple shades, but the lightest shade that I have is LN3. It is super smoothing. It is not super full coverage, but on lighter days or with a corrector, I enjoy it very much. While we're waiting, I'll go in with my liner. This is the Sephora Retractable Waterproof. This and my Essence are my two most used liners. I prefer this one, I believe, because it is the retractable. I like a retractable pencil for my eyes. This one is creamy and drugstore priced, so I will forever buy this pencil. And I super enjoy the smudger on the other end. I often use that. So it's funny, I like the retractable for my eyes and I like a sharpened pencil for my lips. I'm gonna go in with that concealer and take my e.l.f. Camo sponge and just press that out very gently. Good. Moving into bronzer, I grabbed my LYS. This is their No Limits cream bronzer in the shade Harmony. This is just so easy to apply and it goes so far. I just sort of tap and then that is enough to do my whole face. This is my BH brush, BH Cosmetics, and I'm just going to tap this in. So when the wedding was done, we watched them do their first dance on the sand. Right in front of, we were in front of the yacht club, I believe, and there was a pretty lighthouse behind them, and they did like the sand pour thing where they pour the sand together for the unity, and then they had a violinist playing the whole time. My makeup held up really well because I cried a lot. It was just so beautiful. They've been together 9 years. It was amazing. That cream bronzer, gorgeous. I'm gonna go in with some cream blush as well, because I'll set it with that powder blush from the One Size palette. I have a couple of cream blushes from LYS. I grabbed my pinkier one. This is in the shade Confident. Ooh, before I go in with the cream blush, I want to add a little bit of this Oh Boy. I'm gonna add it for a little bit of a highlight effect. Ooh, that's very shimmery. Let's see if I can tap that in a little bit better to see if we can blend it in. Oh, it's blending. Oh, that's better. Yeah, I like that. Back into this Confident, which is a little bit more of a pinkier shade. After the first dance, we went and had a beautiful dinner on the boardwalk area at a nice Italian restaurant. And then we went back to the hotel, got changed, and went to a special event at Epcot. Of course, my niece had her Mickey Bride ears on. And it was just so sweet at the restaurant, everybody stopping and complimenting her on how beautiful she looked and congratulating her and her new husband. It was wonderful. I'm gonna set this cream bronzer with some powder bronzer. I actually have 2 shades of this as well. I have the shade Harmony, which is like that medium shade, but I also have a slightly deeper shade. This one is Strength, and it's a little bit deeper. I'm gonna go in very light-handed. So we were exhausted and changed our clothes, had some wedding cakes. It was a churro wedding cake. It was so yummy. I love churros. And then we ran to Epcot for a special event. It was 10:30 at night, and we were there, I think, until 1:30. I got to ride the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride. Fun. Love that movie. Love that ride. I rode Soarin', which is one of my very favorites. I'm gonna set with this Huda Beauty Powder in Pound Cake. Love it. And then the new Ratatouille ride. That one was okay. It was definitely a little bit more geared towards kids. Imagine that. Rides geared towards kids at Disney. But it was fun. My mother got to ride Soarin', which is good, and Ratatouille. She has a bad back, so roller coasters are a no-no for her. But I'm so glad she got to enjoy Soarin'. Oh, I haven't used this Huda powder in a while. It is gorgeous. I may have gone a teensy bit too heavy with the bronzer, so the powder will help tone that down a little bit. Take that contour a little bit on the sides of the nose. Let's go back into this palette, and I want to play with the blushes. The lip color that I chose from LYS is a little more on the pinkier side. I just tapped a teensy bit into Orchestra, which was the matte pink shade, and I'm a little bit afraid because I feel like it's very pigmented, and it is. Good. That's enough there. And then I'm gonna go into Finale, which is the more shimmery shade, and try to just tap a little bit higher with that. Here's a little trick. If you're looking to be a little more cohesive with your look, you could go into one of those blush shades and just pull it a little bit into your eye look, and it'll make it a little more cohesive. I like that. Gonna go back in with that original Beauty Bay brush and just blend that brown above it a little bit. I like that. Do you see how it sort of pulls the blush into the eye look? I'm gonna finish off the eyes with my favorite combo, the L'Oreal Telescopic Lift and the Milani Highly Rated Lash Extensions tubing on the bottom. I'll be right back. I'm back. Mascara is on. This L'Oreal can get a little clumpy. If you're looking for just length and separation, I don't think this is the mascara for you. But if you want all the things, if you want volume, length, don't mind a little bit of clump, definitely. And this Milani is fantastic. I love my Ulta Lash Flash, but this one is giving it a run for its money. You know, I can't forget my BH Power Pencil in white right in the inner corner. I have tried other brands. This one is just the most pigmented, very little effort, and pop, you have that white. For lip liner, I thought I grabbed my Makeup Talk by Morphe, but I don't have it. I have two Sweet Teas. We will make it work. Makeup Talk is just a little bit more of a browny pink, where this is just more of a true brown, but I think it'll work fine. I was super excited to see that LYS came out with lip products. I like to use their lip oil when I'm getting ready in the morning. I have a couple of those, but this is a new lip color, and let me read the description to you. This is the Speak Love Moisture Matte Lipstick. Vegan, clean, hydrating, matte finish, long wearing, sounds lovely. A moisture-rich satin matte lipstick with a high-impact color payoff, hydrating, long-wearing, and it even says that it's plumping. There are 7 different shades to choose from, and if you follow me on social media, they had a fun thing where you could let them choose your lip color. It was like that thing that goes above your head and it picks it, and it chose the shade Moody for me, so that was the shade that I got. I love the red. So if I continue to fall in love with this, I've used it once, I really like it, I will pick up the red, because the red, what is that one called? It's Rich AF. I want to try that. But this is Moody. I will swatch it for you. That is the shade. It's a pretty pink brown. Love the sleek design, and they are a classic for their triangle sort of style. looks fabulous. I'm gonna let this set and then I'll blot it and it will hopefully last all day. I'm going to set the face with another One Size favorite, my matte setting spray on till dawn. Ending my Disney story. We were out super late the night of the wedding, and then we got up Thursday, spent some time at the pool. We ended up going over to the Polynesian. That was beautiful, all the Hawaiian music, got some sun, got to spend the morning at the pool and then head home. It really was a very fast and furious trip for my mother and I. I think we're still recovering. It was worth it. It was wonderful. I feel very blessed to have been there. Let me know if you have any experience with Disney weddings and how they were for you. Update on the makeup. I did a video. I will link it on what was in my makeup bag. Everything worked out great. The Natasha palette, the primers did really well. The only complaint that I have is this e.l.f. O Face, I think it's called O Face lipstick. This was new to me. I took this one. It's not as long wearing as I would have liked it to be. I do have other lipsticks that last a little bit longer than this. The other disappointment was the night that I chose a red lip. So after the wedding, when we changed, I decided to switch out my nude lip to a red lip. I just love a nice bold red lip. And I chose my Morphe Well Red lip liner and my Juvia's Place red liquid lip. And what ended up happening is at 1:30 when we got home, when we got back to the hotel, my lipstick was bleeding outside the lines, and that is not a normal thing for me. That doesn't happen. So I'm not sure who the culprit was, if it was the Juvia's Place or the Morphe lip liner. I will find out. Final thoughts on this palette. I think it is stunning. Teresa, I hope you watch this video. I very much appreciate the recommendation. You can still get your hands on this at a discount, so I do recommend that you grab it before it's gone. It's a beautiful collector's item if you do love Disney. The quality is there. That makes me want to pick up his other One Size eyeshadow palette. If it is anything like this, yes please. This is great. I will reluctantly give this back to my mother. The LYS lipstick, I'm going to go ahead and blot that. Very little on the tissue. It doesn't feel sticky. It feels very light on the lips. Of course, you could throw a little gloss on top if you want. I'm just gonna rock the matte look. I'm hoping that matte lips come back because I so enjoy them. I love the matte look. I love the long wearingness of it. I get a couple more smooches from my husband when my lips aren't glowing and he's afraid he's gonna get gloss all over him. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe before you leave. I would love to have you join me. Give the video a thumbs up, it really helps, and make my day by leaving a comment. If you hit that notification bell next to the subscribe button, you'll get notified every time that I upload. I will see you in the next one. Have a great day.